Hey, you all, this is The Conversation. If I'm being honest, I don't want to work no more. Why do I not want to work anymore? It's because workplaces, employers, they do not pay you or pay me my value, my worth. It's like they give you an offer, you come back with a counter offer. They're like, no, that's too much. It's like, okay, but I feel like I'm worth that and what I can contribute. That's too much. So they treat it like a business transaction. And so that means, oh, maybe I should treat them like a business transaction. So once I start working for them, guess what? Do the bare minimum. Because I'm sure there are other people who are working for the same employer that do the bare minimum and gets paid more than me or you. Of course, if you start working for an employer and they just lowball you and here you are, you really think you're worth more than what they lowball you for, and here they just don't pay you. Yeah, do the bare minimum. I promise you, you're still going to survive. You're still going to take home the same money or less than the person who is doing the bare minimum at that employer. Same position, by the way. It's just you might bring more to the table. You're just getting paid less. No, they don't see that though. What they see is just numbers. They want to generate more revenue yearly. By the way, when I say they, I'm speaking of the employer, but really, who is doing all of the generating revenue are the employees. Companies lowball people because it's not guarantee or a certainty that you are going to make them money. But in all reality, if they're a company that is hiring, trust me, you're going to make them some money, at least some money. I don't know how much you will make them, but you're doing the work. You're definitely going to do the work unless you go the route. If they're not really paying you what you are worth, do the bare minimum. I don't blame you. That's why I don't want to work. Who dreams of working? Not me. I do not dream of working. Why? It's because employers' work environments are toxic, as I just don't want to say the word, and I'm not going to say the word. I'm trying to keep it holy, but workplaces are toxic. Not all of them, but most of the workplaces and work environments I've worked in, they are just toxic, and that's why I'm not going to say I do the bare minimum because I still give effort. E is for effort. I still give that, but I'm learning to not give too much because my worth is so much more than the pizza parties that they throw or a gift card that they might give me for 5 years of service or a flyer they might celebrate my 10-year service. It's like, no, please pay me in value. You compensate me a wage. You say that is my value. That is the way you compensate me to show value. Please increase my value by compensating me more. Increase my value. If they don't do that, I know it's a joke. I know I'm just there for a business transaction. I'm replaceable. And so what that means, either I move on or stay there in that toxic environment that doesn't appreciate my contribution and just leave it at that. Yeah, that we're not all in positions where we can just leave our jobs, and we have to think about groceries and taking care of the family or just surviving, right? But me, I'm like thinking there's so many jobs out here in America you can move on to. You can live your life without a toxic work environment that doesn't appreciate your contribution. The work environment, the employer, the value is just not there. You got to move on. When you outgrow your work environments, you know, because you start to get agitated. Or, well, I can't say you know, but I know. When I outgrow a work environment or when I outgrow the mentality of people, I start to observe things and start to see things like, yeah, okay, it's time to move on. Like, yeah, it was great for the training. It was great to, kiki it up with people, conversation-wise. But it's like, At the end of the day, I knew my placement wasn't supposed to be at that workplace, work environment, around people I've outgrown. And that goes with family. That same concept can be applied to family, people who are consider your friends. Just know that you can outgrow people. It's okay to outgrow people. It's okay to move on. It's okay to leave. It's okay to call a situation what it is. Outgrowing people is part of living. It's part of the process of growing as well. You can outgrow people. Don't lie to yourself. It's okay to outgrow. Yes, it is okay to outgrow. A good friendship that becomes a bad friendship, or is just a friendship that seems to get lost, it's okay to move on. It's okay to move on. If you're feeling like you need to move out of a city just to grow, learn about other cultures or learn about different things, move. You are not a tree. I've heard that somewhere. You are not a tree. You're not meant to be planted in the ground and stay in that one spot for a whole life cycle. That's boring. And just grow in that one spot. You are meant to move around if you feel like that's the best decision for you. Move. You are not a tree. You don't have to stay in one place. You don't have to be stuck in one place or around the same people or in the same environment. It is okay to move. Do not feed yourself lies and say, well, maybe this is going to get better, or maybe I will get a better pay, or maybe they will see my vision. No. Staying in a toxic environment can feed you so much unhealthy things that you don't have to be fed just by you making that one decision to move on, telling yourself it is okay to move on. Beloved, don't be hard on yourself. Just go ahead and write it off and say, hey, it is okay to move on. I am okay with moving on from a bad situation or a toxic situation, a situation I don't have to be in, but I'm here by choice. It's okay. Outgrowing people is okay. Trust me, I've outgrown many people. I've outgrown work environments. Many work environments I've been in, I've outgrown the mentality. I've outgrown the ideas that they keep in place, keep intact. And I tried to bring some type of contribution to those work environments, some type of new idea, but it doesn't work. So what do? I move on. I leave the environment, put in my resignation. It's not healthy for me. There are so many things that I put myself into a situation where it causes anxiety. And so that anxiety is not healthy for me. It's toxic. And so what I do, I remove myself from an environment, remove myself from people, whatever the case may be, I just move on. I learn, I'm aware that I've outgrown that situation, that work environment, those people, family members, whatever the case may be, I am aware. And once I'm aware, I move on. It is okay with me. I'm okay with moving on. I might have some tears. I might go through some pain. I might go through some struggles. I'm okay with that. It's part of the process. It's better for me to move on than to stay in a toxic situation that is not serving me. Not saying that we should be served, but we should at least create boundaries around a situation where it doesn't lead to an unhealthy situation. And that's what I do. That's my lesson to you. And to top everything off, to make everything sound clear, to make everything make sense, whatever decisions you make in life, you're going to make some good decisions. You're going to make some poor decisions. It's okay. It's a part of the process. Those poor decisions, do not be hard on yourself. Forgive yourself for those poor decisions that you make. There's so many people in this world, they make a poor decision and it might end them in jail or lead to prison, and it's like that one poor decision led them to a bad situation, right? And here they are hard on themselves. They wish they had made a different decision or did something different, and they're now stuck in a situation where they're like, shit, excuse my language, but yeah, they're just stuck in a situation where they're like, I wish I had not made this. Now what am I going to do? Those people, yes, I'm speaking to you, that person who made that poor decision. Forgive yourself. It is okay to forgive yourself. Don't be hard on yourself. I'm hard on myself. At every workplace I started, when I'm taking on a new activity or presenting a new idea, when I'm in meetings, when I'm around a group of people, I'm hard on myself. I'm observing, I'm thinking or overthinking, like, are people looking at me, blah, 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 whatever the case may be, which leads to anxiety. I'm just hard on myself. And I still tell myself, now to this day, every day, I still practice perfectionism, by the way. So it's like I'm still hard on myself, but I have to remind myself, hey, you're human. It's okay. Forgive yourself for whatever you were thinking about someone, whatever you observed that could have just been, maybe observation, but you still kept it in mind. It could have rubbed you the wrong way, made you feel some type of way personally. Of course, I forgive myself, but I still think about those things, which is okay. I'm hard on myself. That's how it is. But I do remind myself to forgive myself. And that's a part of poor decisions sometimes, when we make poor decisions by observing something through the eyes and through the ears, by what we hear, of course. It could be a poor decision because then we could react in a way that is not as serving us in our a healthy situation, and that could lead to toxicity. So we have to avoid those situations by just not putting ourselves in those situations, which is a poor decision, by the way. It happens. We can forgive ourselves and move on. We don't have to stay stuck in that situation, just like outgrowing people and self-worth and moving on from places, people, whatever the case may be. Just know, we can move on from poor decisions as well. We could just get better at making decisions. Being aware of the poor decisions that we make is one thing. Not being aware is another. We might make the decision again, the poor decision again, which all I'm saying is when we make a poor decision, as people, we should be aware of it and just move on. Forgive ourselves for it. Just move on. It's like, hey, it's okay. It's like that Christian saying, give it to God, go to sleep. Or give it to God, let him work it out, right? And it's like he is the determination of the battle. It's like the battle is already won. You gave it to him, the battle is already won. Move on. Take care of yourself. Love yourself. Don't forget to be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself. Take care.